I am Curtis White,
And I'm Hany White.
and we are Tiny House Ministries.
We build tiny homes for people in need.
It was an ongoing issue. The town we lived in was only 100,000 people, and so being such a small town, you'd think there weren't too many homeless, but there really are. And I was stay-at-home dad at the time, and so it was just constantly an issue with two small children. Every corner we stop at, there's someone with a sign asking for help, and you're constantly trying to explain why they're in that position and what we can do, and and always feeling guilty, like it's not enough. And one day I watched a documentary on tiny houses. I'd never even heard of tiny houses, and it just kind of clicked that this is very simple, very affordable. I've got over 16 years of construction experience. This is something someone like me can pretty easily accomplish. So why are people not building tiny houses to fix homelessness or to help, solve the homeless issue?
When someone is in the position of being homeless, I think that anything that you do provide for them is a sign of hope that they can move forward. We just felt very strongly pulled to start walking the talk and take this on. And if not now, then when? If not you, then who?
Yeah.
And so we decided to embark on the journey and decide to walk the talk ourselves, to go tiny. And
so it took a minute.
It took a
to
minute
get there. Okay. She being from Miami, I was not going to suggest or push for that, even though in the back of my mind I'm thinking that's really cool. That'd be really affordable for us.
Yeah.
I mean, but family of four in a tiny house is kind of a stretch, anyways.
I had a whole room dedicated to clothes and shoes and purses. Yeah. So having to sell all that and let that go was was quite anxiety driven. But there's something greater to that.
That is our tiny house. It is a 40-foot.
It's not that tiny.
Fifth wheel, yeah, but it's about 430 square feet, and it's a 40-foot fifth wheel trailer. So it's big, but there's a problem when you get that big. You're adding so much more weight too, and so one of the main considerations we made initially, now we've gotten a little carried away recently, was the weight, and so every product we looked at how heavy is this? What is this going to add to our house?
I love decorating, so of course the decorating style of it really mattered to me versus the weight. And but so, yeah.
I think when I realized how good vinyl flooring has become, and that it's it's plank now, like you can install it one section at a time, one board at a time, like that really became appealing to me. But I wasn't sure if she'd be on board. And we looked, and as soon as she saw basically the color.
Yeah, I loved the color of it. And just that it looked so smooth. I would be honest and say that I probably took a little bit more samples than I probably should have. Because I wanted to place it on the floor and make sure that.
We almost didn't need to buy the flooring.
That's not true. But it was the color really appealed to me. I couldn't say very much about the practicality of putting it down. I was just looking more for the aesthetic look of it all. And he was more worried about.
Yeah. I was worried about the weight and the resilience. With two kids and this one and the children are the same way. They get out of the shower and it's like you're gonna walk 20 feet before you start to dry or what, because there's like a trail of water. So there are several considerations that I was worried about on the practical end of things. And
so what we did is that we decided on these particular floors with Allure for our bathroom. And mostly because of what he just mentioned earlier, the water resistance of it all. A regular wood floor would probably have, been damaged rather easily, considering how, messy or crazy we are.
And you can't really tile that much, or, you can do a little maybe in a tiny house, but you got to factor in on the weight and the fact that the trailer is going to shift a little bit more than a traditional house, of course. And so, we knew that the floating Allure flooring would move well, that it wouldn't add too much weight, it'd be resilient, water resistant.
And it's beautiful.
It is.
It is. Just putting the samples down, it was like, okay, this is beautiful. I can see the colors of it. Well, once he started putting it down and I saw the whole thing, oh my goodness, I fell in love with it. It's so smooth. It's
same here.
It's beautiful. I think that Allure, moving forward, whenever we think about building tiny houses for anybody in need, I think that is going to be our to-go product.
That's the material I've budgeted in the first micro tiny for the flooring. So God willing, that's what we'll be doing and probably proceeding forward. We'll continue to use it. It's so easy, so durable, and lightweight.
I think what's next is really
well, we started fundraising for the first micro tiny. So once we have a GoFundMe account, and we have a Facebook page, and our website is virtually ready. So if you click on there, it's probably ready by the time this is posted. It's tinyhouseministries.org. Tiny House Ministries on Facebook and Instagram, and there's a GoFundMe account connected to that.
The plan is to go where we feel called. It's on wheels for a reason, to give sustainability to our children as well, and so we can pick up and go. Ideally, we go somewhere warm.
She is from Miami, and we knew when we were talking about going tiny, practically speaking,
we want to be outside.
Yeah.
But we will be using Allure Flooring, without a doubt.
That's right.
Yes.
Love it.